Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. Now in this episode we're going to make a gorgeous easel card using lots of Anna Griffin items. In the UK we haven't been lucky enough to have Anna's easel card making kit yet, or the bracket dies that make easels out of anything. So what I thought was, until we have those, I'll do an episode where we can make an easel card using some of Anna's older products, because I know you've all got, rooms full of them. You've all got the older dies as well as the newer things, and it's nice to be able to incorporate them. And I'm going to show you how to make the mechanism to be able to make the easel card without having those dies. So then it's up to you. Because I know I've seen so many on Facebook and on Twitter, etc., pictures of the easel cards, and they're all so beautiful. And I wanted to make one. So here we go. And I hope my instructions are kind of clear, because working with mechanisms and folding, I know we don't do measuring, so I'm going to give you sort of like the rules of thumb of how you can do it. Now the first thing that I've done is I've cut two bases out, and I've got to admit these are both ivory cardstock, and I've used the press cut oval nesting dies for these. If you've got a Cricut machine, there's no reason why you can't use that to make your bases, or maybe you are the world's best cutter outer and you can draw an oval and cut round it. I've actually used, as I say, the nesting dies for these, and these are the large ovals from Press Cut, and I've used, I think it's the next but one largest from the set of large ovals. So that's two in the ivory. One's going to be my base and one's going to be the top. So those are the bases. Next, I want to show you the mechanism. Now this is really simple. I've cut a piece of card, and again it's ivory card. I've measured it to approximately, it's just over 7 inches. I've scored an inch from the top, and I've added tape to this bit. Now I've actually just trimmed it. When I folded it over, I've just trimmed the two sides. You don't have to, but that's going to go in line with my base oval. Then the next section, I've folded in half and scored it, and I've added tape to the bottom bit of it. The middle section I've embossed. So that's the little bit that's going to show at the back that makes our easel. So this is our mechanism, as it were, the bit that makes it work. So this is the only measuring you've got. Now if you're not into measuring, rule of thumb is normally your mechanism is roughly the same length as the base that you're going to use, and then just allow an extra inch to be able to attach it. All will become apparent as we go along. Now everything that I use I will put in a detailed description on my blog. There's always a full list of items that I use, whether they're Anna's or they're extra items, and the glue and the tape, because I'm always asked about glue and tape and what's best or what do I use, etc. So I try and add as much information as I can. There's always lots of photographs as well on my blog. Okay, oh, and the other thing, sorry, if you want to ever get in touch with me, you can always get in touch on my blog or on Facebook. I can answer your comments, I can answer your questions on there, but I can't on YouTube. But you can still comment on YouTube, and I do read each of them and publish them so other people can read them. Okay, so let's get on. So I've cut the two circles. I'm going to just work on one of them at the moment, and I'm going to use the piece of card that we've cut and folded, and I'm going to just remove the tape that I've got on it. So the first section that I'm going to add is the top section. So this is the bit that's tacky with the tape on, and I'm going to add this to the top of my oval like so. And now you can see why I've trimmed just the two corners at the sides to go with the flow of the oval. So I've just stuck that on there and flipped the top bit over. I've got a little bit of tape on the reverse, and my next layer for the base is a piece of Anna's rose gold cardstock, and I've embossed this using one of Anna's collector's editions embossing folders, and it was the blooming decoupage that I've used to emboss it. Now I'm going to point something out here because I've not embossed it very well, and I've actually kind of caught it through the middle, which I'm not fussed about because it's the edge that I want the pattern. Now this layer is going to go over our base layer, and it's going to cover the join of our mechanism at the top. So it's covered that little section over. You still see a little bit there, but we're not, we're not greatly worried about that. Now my next layer for the base is one of Anna's ornate dies that I've used her cream metallic cardstock, and then I've just added some pearl dots just around the edge of the die cut. Now I've got some tape in the middle, and I'm also going to add some liquid glue just to a few of the sections around the edge, and hopefully that will hold it nice and firmly. I'm using glossy accents. I do like glossy accents. It dries quickly, it dries clear, and it's a multitasking glue. You can do so much with it. There we go. So I just add a few dots around the edge to hold this firmly, and I can place that onto my base like that. Now I'm just going to give that a couple of seconds just to stick down, and while I talk about our sentiment. Now the sentiment that I'm going to use for the base layer of our easel card is going to be the stopper of where I want the top section to go to. So I'm thinking I want it roughly about here, because that top section as it flips over and stands up needs to be roughly, I would say, a third of the way down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to put this on. I'm going to add the top sections, and then I'm going to come back to the stopper, and then we can work out where the best place for it's going to be. So now that should be nice and stuck to the base. We can turn our attention to our top layer. Now we've added our mechanism, it's got a fold in it, and I've got tape at the bottom of it. So I can remove the tape carrier sheet like so. And I'm just using ordinary tape for this. You could use red tape if you want something a little bit stronger. Obviously at home you'll have a little bit more time and you'll be able to do things your own way, as it were. So this is my second layer, and I'm going to place this onto the top of the previous, and I've got the mechanism lying flat. I'm going to go from the top down to the bottom and press that down, and then my next layer is going to be an embossed layer again of the rose gold cardstock. I've got tape on the back of it so that we can add that nicely and flat to our previous layer, our oval. And then I've done the same again and cut out one of the ornate die cuts in cream metallic cardstock and added pearl dots around the edge. This is on 3D foam. Now I'm also going to add just a little bit of liquid glue on the top of the foam, just because we're going onto an embossed background, and I'm just hoping the liquid glue will just help it a little bit just to stick. So I can pop that onto our base like so and press it down. There we go. Now next I'm going to add my sorry, I'm not going to add my sentiment next at all. I've got 2 of Anna's Girl Flourish stickers, and I'm going to add these through the centre diagonally, and I'm also going to add just a little bit of glue to them because I'm going onto the embossed background and I want them to stick nicely and securely. I'm not going on an embossed background, I'm going on the ornate background that's got the pearl dots on, so I want to be able to cover those and for it to stick down. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the other one, and peel the back off, and there we go. And if you get any little bits that are left, just simply peel them off again. There we go. Little bit of glue. There we go. And I'm just going to cross this over the previous one like that. Press it down. Now I can add my sentiment. Running ahead with myself. Now my sentiment is going to go straight across the middle. Again, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on the back. The stickers do have good stick, but it's just with the base being a little bit uneven with the pearl drops on. So I'm going to add the sentiment, I think at an angle like that. There we go. And now I've got some favourite flower stickers, and I'm going to add these just around the sentiment, peeling the back of them away. Again, just a few dots of glue, and I think we'll have one roughly here, there, and then we've got another 2 to add, and we'll have one underneath like that. Turn it round a little bit. There we go. And the final rose sticker we can add, I think, just at the other side. There we go. A little bit of glue and position it roughly about there. Oops. Doesn't matter if it hangs over a little bit, because don't forget it's going to go in a rectangle envelope. Now I'm going to finish it off on the front with a little bow, and I think over here would be nice. There we go. And I've just put the bow on 3D foam. Okay, so that's the top section of our easel card completed. So if we lift it up, we've got the mechanism, and I'll show you that from the side. Let's not forget a few things are still wet. But if I turn it to the side, you'll see how it's going to work. Like so. So now all we need to do is add the stopper for the base of the card. You remember how we looked at the sentiment, and then I said, oh well, I'll come back to that because I want to add that when I know where the card is. So I can peel the background off. This was from Anna's favourite sticker selection. Favourite sentiment sticker selection, I should say. So I can lift the top section up of my easel card, and now wherever I put this, this is going to be my stopper. So I'm going to put it roughly there, because then that will hold the top section in place. Now this is the bit, because I'm filming, it's very difficult to see how it totally looks, but I can try and show you it from every angle. So that's how it sits when it's opened. Obviously that's when it's closed. And then from the back, because we embossed the section, that's what you can see. You don't have to emboss it, you could die cut it, but you need a little bit of strength to be able to hold the card up. I'll take some nice photos of it and add them to my blog, and I'll take the side views and back views, etc. But that is such a pretty card, and it's an ideal way. I know I'm forever talking about using your scraps, but that mechanism that makes the easel card, you could use that out of scraps, and then that way everything's going to tone in, it's all going to work together, and you can just have fun and make your own easel cards. And then hopefully we'll be lucky enough to get Anna's complete range, and we'll just be all making easel cards as well. And we won't be jealous at seeing them all from my friends across the pond, because they're all so beautiful. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you an idea of how you can turn what you've already got into just something gorgeous and different, and something 3D, and something that the person that's going to receive it will definitely put on their mantelpiece. And if it's not on a mantelpiece, you're going to want to know why. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.